Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time here, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe, and if you are returning, I would very much also appreciate that like and subscribe. We are rapidly approaching 700 subscribers, and as I've said before, can't thank you guys enough for that. I hope you guys are finding these videos enjoyable, and please share them with other people that you might know that are action figure enthusiasts, because the more that the channel is spread out, the better it is for me and the better it is for you guys. Again, none of this content is sponsored at the moment, so anything that you see reviewed is bought and paid for by my own money, and so I give an unbiased review on what I'm seeing and what I get. And 90% of the time, I don't buy just to buy for the reviews. I buy specifically to add to my collection. And we continue with that with the Marvel Legends Thunderbolts 2-pack featuring Yelena Belova and the Red Guardian. I do have thoughts on these 2-packs. I understand why they do it, but I do have some thoughts on why I do not like it. But we'll get to that later in the video. I do want to showcase these two figures, both in the package and outside. So let's get right to it. So here you have the Thunderbolts 2-pack featuring Yelena Belova and the Red Guardian. These are newly released figures. I found these at Walmart. They're about $50 for the 2-pack, which is about the going price per figure. In terms of if you buy them individually, they're about $24.99 now, I believe. So here's the side of it, and here's the back of it, and they have little bios on each character. And what was really weird was these were not in stores when the movie came out. They came out months later after the movie had already hit home video, which I guess is a good plan. But unlike Fantastic Four, which came out, and Superman, which came out in conjunction with the movie, and if you wanted the figures after seeing the movie, if you were super excited about it, you could go into the stores for the most part and find figures. But Thunderbolts was put, I don't know if it was a delay, shipping, I don't know how any of that works. But these did not come out till months later after the movie, which is kind of weird, because if you unless you're a hardcore collector, if it's out of sight, out of mind, if it's not there kind of in the moment, you forget about it and maybe don't even care about it until you stumble across it at a store months later. I did see the other one, which is the John Walker Sentry 2-pack, but I did not buy that at the moment because I wasn't quite sure. I do want to add the Sentry, but I already have a John Walker from one of the sort of not so good selling Marvel Legends when John Walker came in a single pack, and I don't know if there's enough meat on the John Walker bone to get another one. So I'm constantly at odds with these 2-pack. Even this one, I have a Red Guardian, which we're going to see later, but I wanted this version of Yelena. I like the haircut better. There's both some good and bad. We're going to compare each of the Yelenas that I have side by side and take a look. So let's get it out of the package and showcase the figures. So here you have them in the plastic holder. You get Yelena and the Red Guardian. You get a different head sculpt for the Red Guardian without the mask. You get a separate set of hands. You have the weapon holding hands, and then it looks like you have just an open hand and then a fisted hand. And then with Yelena, you get weapon holding hands, 2 fisted hands, 2 of the fighting clubs, a gun, and a knife, which is kind of cool that it comes with those accessories. Too bad it didn't come with a different head sculpt. I don't know how Marvel picks and chooses these things in terms of what extras these things come with, so it's always interesting to me that any one figure is always missing something. Like it's either is missing a head sculpt or another accessory or a fisted hand, and it's very strange. But we're going to take them out of the plastic, and we're going to take a look at each figure individually and then compare them to the versions that I already have and how they stack up to the rest of the Thunderbolts figures that I have. So here you have the accessories that come with the Red Guardian. We're going to start with the Red Guardian first, and you have 2 extra hands. One is a fisted hand and one is another weapon holding hand. The fisted hand is for the right hand and the other weapon holding hand is for the left. And then what you have on the figure is a weapon holding hand on the right and then this open hand on the left. And it comes with 2 guns and then a additional head sculpt, which is really good. That is totally David Harbour. That is totally the Red Guardian from the movie. Stellar job. Yes! On that. And then of course the masked head that you get on the figure itself. So here you have the Red Guardian. I switched out so he has 2 weapon holding hands. Now I will say off camera, setting him up to stand unassisted was very difficult. So I used one of the stands that I use for my wrestling figures to hold him up for this pose. All my figures mostly go on stands anyway, but I just wanted to say for this particular pose I could not get him to stand unassisted, and that might be because of the board that I'm using isn't completely even. It's not quite as flat as a tabletop, but I just wanted to point that out, that if you're looking for sort of a dynamic pose like that, you might have to get a stand of some sort. And I use from this company called Ringside Collectibles. They sell stands specifically designed for Mattel WWE figures, and they seem to work very well with Marvel Legends. A lot of my Marvel Legends use the same stand. Here's a different pose with him, and what I really like is the detail to the uniform, the outfit, costume as it were, and you get a lot of great detail. You get the star on the chest, but in the back you have the 2 holsters for the guns, which I think is really cool. And the head sculpts are spot on. I'm going to switch out the head sculpts in just a minute to show closer detail of what it looks like without the helmet on, but this is a great Red Guardian. I'm going to compare him to the one that I already have previously and see how they hold up, because I was on the fence about getting these 2 packs. But like any good company, they throw in the Yelena that I really wanted because it's the more current version of her, next to a Red Guardian that I'm on the fence about. But let's switch out the head sculpts and get him in a different pose. So here he is with a different head sculpt, and I put the sort of open hand on him. But it is a great looking figure in terms of representing the movie version very well. I see this figure, I totally see the Red Guardian, I see David Harbour, I see Violent Night Santa Claus.
You make nice and you form a team.
Who is this old Santa?
I'm Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian.
I just wish that I had the option to purchase them separately, I guess. But he does come with double jointed pinless elbows and pinless knees. Same thing, double jointed. The detail is really good. The shoulder pieces are molded separately, so they give a little bit more flexibility when posing. All in all, a very well done figure, and I want to show him now against the previous Red Guardian that came with the Black Widow set that was sold. So here they are next to each other. The one on the left is the new one for Thunderbolts. The one on the right is from the pack that was released. I believe that also came with a 2-pack with the mom, the Rachel Weisz character from Black Widow. I forget her name. But there's both good and bad to this. What I like about this new one is the body. The chest is bigger. It's a beefier figure. But the other one came with a shield. This one didn't come with a shield. The outfit is obviously a little bit more detailed because it's just a modern figure. It's the newer movie version of him. The head sculpt's a little bit more detail in the beard, but ultimately pretty good. The body of the original one on the right has a little bit more of an Ant-Man color to the outfit, which is fine. But I find like the boots to be very similar, just a little bit different color. The original one has more gray in it. This one is more beige. So it's really like what you prefer. I wish that, I guess this one came with a shield, but I don't think in the Thunderbolts he used a shield, so maybe it doesn't matter. I do like the torso is a bit bigger, a more realistic, beefier torso. So that's pretty good. And then you can turn them around here and you have detail. I forget what goes on the peg. Oh, I think you put a shield there on the back of his outfit there. So I think the detail, of course, on a figure that's more current looks better. I don't think this one is bad, but I also don't know if I need 2 in my collection, so there's a strong chance that maybe I'll get rid of one, because I usually only like to keep the current versions of some of these things. So we'll see. But They both look great. I am very much partial to the newer one just because it's the more recent iteration of the figure. The suit is up to date, that kind of thing. And I'm pretty sure that there's a good 3 to 5 year difference between, I can't remember when Black Widow came out. Oh, Black Widow came out in 2020. So there's close to 5 years worth of difference between these two figures. So you can definitely see where the upgrades have come out. And it's a matter of pick your poison. Are you happy with the original one? Do you have the original one? Or do you prefer this new one? And so it's really a matter of taste, I guess, like everything else is. I don't know, I do like the suit better, I do like the torso better. This one's not bad. So next up, we're going to take a look at Yelena. We're going to compare her to the other version that was released. We're going to showcase what she is all about and compare everybody. So here you have Yelena Belova with the accessories. She comes with 2 batons, a knife, a gun, and then 2 fisted hands to throw those fists when need to in that close combat. And then you have the sculpt on the body is really good. I don't know if they've got the likeness quite right. I think the last release, which we'll take a look at later, from the Hawkeye series looks more like her, but I wanted this hairstyle from this current movie because I think it looks really good. So the face sculpt is good, but I think it has more of a Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen look to it now that I look closely at it. I don't know if this looks like Florence Pugh, but I think that it is a good head sculpt. I just don't know if it represents the actress very well. You get a lot of great detail on the uniform, the costume. You got 2 places on the back to hold the batons, which I think is really good. You have a holster for the gun. So I do like the fact that it comes with all these places that you can put the different accessories on her. And she also comes with double jointed pinless elbows for maximum posing there. Double jointed pinless knees. So you get that. You get nice detail in the camo pants, the pants right there. You can do that. The posing is really good on her. I can't wait to get her on the stand and do some stuff. Hopefully she poses a little bit better than Red Guardian. Now here she is posed. She actually poses a lot better than the Red Guardian, and she looks really good with all her weapons on her, holding the gun, and she can just strike really good poses. It just looks really good. And like I said, the attention to detail on the uniform is really nice. And here she is on the stand, so you get to see her sculpt in 360 degree rotation. It looks really nice, and I like that she's much easier to pose than Red Guardian. As you can tell, I don't have to use the stand quite as much. Now the hands don't hold the batons as well as I had hoped. I think in other iterations of Yelena, her hands hold the batons a little bit better, but I do like this version of her, and so glad to add her to my Thunderbolts collection. Really, the only one I'm missing now is the Sentry, and he's packaged with John Walker, and I just don't know how I feel about that. But let's take a look at, compare her to the other Yelenas, which I didn't realize I have 2 other ones, and then show her with the team and showcase how it all looks together. So here you have the 3 Yelenas that I have. I totally forgot that I got the Black Widow figures a while back somehow. But so on the left you have Yelena Belova from Black Widow. In the middle you have Yelena from the Thunderbolts, and then Yelena from the Hawkeye series, where she shows up in the last episode or 2. All have their strengths, all have their weaknesses. I feel like all the head sculpts, none of them really look like Florence Pugh at all, now that I see them all together. I think the one from the Hawkeye series on the right in the black is probably the closest, and with the new one coming in a close second. The one from the Black Widow movie looks nothing like her, but I love all the different outfits, quite honestly. The Black Widow outfit is really good. I like a good white outfit, and then the military one from Thunderbolts is pretty good. Actually, it's really good. And then Hawkeye is good, but it's not as detailed or nearly as intricate and cool looking as the other 2. But that's how she holds up to the other Yelena Belovas that I have, which is kind of cool that I have 3. And so I have all the different iterations, with this new one being my favorite. And that's kind of just how I am. I like the newer versions of the characters when they're at their max level of their outfits, at least for now, until they come out with another outfit or whatever. but I think that this new one is really good. The head sculpt could be better to replicate the actress more. I really like this figure a lot. And here you have the team. I have Red Guardian, Yelena Belova, Ghost, John Walker, and Taskmaster, which if you know, you know. They're not in it very much, spoiler alert. But I did track down a Taskmaster because I did want the whole team. And I think it's actually a really good figure. I just wish that there was a hashtag justice for Taskmaster. And Ghost came with a 2-pack with, I think, Luis from the Ant-Man movies. Anyway, I found, once I started collecting, I dug into these older figures that were released and was scooping them up. And at the time, I was like, oh man, maybe I wasted my money. But looking back, I'm glad I did, because I don't know if they're going to make another Ghost, because they didn't with this round. And the John Walker was from the series. It did not sell very well. I remember getting it on a discount, and at the time it was sort of a bare bones figure, but they released another one which I don't really know if I want, but he comes with Sentry, so I don't know how that's going to work out. So that's the team right there, and there you have my action figure review of the Thunderbolts 2-pack featuring the Red Guardian and Yelena Belova. These are fairly newly released. I found mine at Walmart in that new collector's display that they're putting up to showcase different figures and dioramas and stuff, so they are hitting the store shelves. Perhaps you already found yours. And I hope you like this video. If you've made it this far, please hit that like, please hit that subscribe. Please share this video with other people that you may think like action figure reviews, and let me know in the comments below, do you like these 2-packs? Are you planning on getting these for your collection? Are you get a pickup? Is it a pass? Do you just hang with what you got, find them on clearance? Let me know if you are an MCU collector or you just collect comic book versions of these characters. Love to hear the comments, love to start a dialogue. I try to reply to every comment that is posted. And again, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Take care, have a great day, see you in the next one. Bye bye.